So, A Monster Called is actually a movie that I've been waiting a while for. I mean, I love Felicity Jones. We saw her in Rogue One. And we have basically a replacement Groot for the meantime. Here is my review on A Monster Calls. So the first thing that stood out to me in this movie was the kid actor himself, Lewis McDougal, I believe is his name. And if I mispronounced it, please let me know in the comment section. And the kid impressed me. I always talk about how these kids, in general have a wonderful performance. The one that comes to mind right now is the little kid from the Jungle Book. And, his case is particularly interesting because I thought for a kid, I thought it was a great performance. But was it a great performance in general? I think not. And I think this kid's performance would measure up more with the little girl from The Nice Guys. I thought she did a wonderful performance, not just as a kid, but as an actress in general. And that's how I feel about this kid. And I'm very interested in seeing what else he's going to be in the upcoming future. Another thing I liked were how these stories matched up with the events that were going in his life, and obviously that's a format of the book, I'm assuming. I have not read the book, so please let me know if that's the way the book is stylized, but I thought that was just great. It helps in the balance between the book stories and the events that are going on in his life, and it gives it more meaning in general, I think, personally. And lastly, the imagery of the stories themselves, the watercolors, the way that was established was beautifully done. And I'm quite interested, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, because it's directed by J.A. Bayona, and I believe he is Spaniard. He's a Spanish guy. Please let me know if I'm wrong about that. But I'm just wondering what is, the Spanish fascination with monsters, because obviously the biggest one to come to mind is Guillermo del Toro, and he does monsters so well. And, they seem to be doing that monster kind of genre fairly well, and I'm excited to see how he takes Jurassic World to the next level. As for the things I didn't like, and the first one's going to be a little bit nitpicky, but it's just the opening sequence. Particularly when it comes to film, I want every minute to mean something. I don't like, filler. Just like people don't like filler episodes, I don't like filler moments in my movies because you have a finite time to tell your story, and I feel like everything should have a purpose. And that opening sequence, I don't think we needed it at all, to be quite honest. And then the arc with the bullies, I understood, what the director was going for, which is the fact, that he, in a way, is a glutton for punishment, and by he, I mean the little kid. And, obviously, throughout the movie, he feels like he needs to be punished for some reason, and that is the way he gets punished in his sense. But I felt that, you could have easily cut one or two of those scenes with the bullies because we got it, by the second showing of the bullies beating up the kid, we got the message, that this is his way of punishing himself. And lastly, and again, this is probably a little nitpicky as well, is that the third story was wasted, because I quite enjoyed the two stories that the monster gave to the kid. And I was really looking forward to the third one, being transported back to that kind of watercolor imagery place, and I was really looking forward to it. And alas, that story was just poorly executed and honestly wasted in my opinion. As for the movie itself, I'm going to rate it a 7 out of 10. I quite enjoyed this movie, not as much as I expected, and that's how it's going to be with expectations. Sometimes you have high expectations for movies and they just don't seem to reach them. But I think it's a movie that you guys should definitely check out. It is a little bit of a tearjerker, and some of the scenes are a little bit hard to watch, not because they're badly done, but it's because, the subject matter, the fact that Felicity Jones' character is suffering from cancer, and we see how the kid deals with it. There are very strong emotional scenes that, almost got to me, and I could have, I promise you guys I didn't cry because I was just, I watched the movie right after work, and so I was a little bit exhausted, so my eyes just weren't working the way they're supposed to. So I'm pretty sure had I seen it in different circumstances, I would have shed a tear or two throughout this movie. But again, guys, check it out if you can. That's it for this episode. Until next time, guys, peace out.